Hey guys, welcome back to the No Quitters podcast where quitting is never an option. I'm Dan Rey.
And Venny Saucedo.
And today, guys, we're just going to keep it real. We're going to have real talk between me and my partner here about what keeps people quitting. What makes people actually just give up and never try, right? There's a lot of topics that we're going to touch right now, but we hope one of these inspire you to do better.
Yeah. So some of the things we're saying, what is it about people that give up so easy? Like, why do they give up? What is it? Because there's always a feeling that gets them to stay suppressed or feel depressed or whatever it can be. And it could be personal, it could be a relationship, it could be because of business. But at the end of the day, it's because they're not in the place they want to be. So what are some of the things that we hear are the reasons that people quit? Like, we're obviously, involved in the real estate industry. Some of the things that we hear are the market changed, the rates are high.
Right.
We don't know if the market's going to crash, and we've been waiting for a crash again. It's already been 13 years.
We've actually been waiting for a crash.
Yeah. But the way it is right now, what are you hearing? What's the reason people are not happy?
So a lot of you touched bases on a lot of those, but personally, to me, all that falls into the same category, which is the environment.
Okay.
Right. I think if you're not conscious enough, the environment's going to shape you.
Right. Like they say, when the market changes, it corrects the people that are not prepared.
Right.
And that's what we're seeing right now, the bottom line. You see people that are jumping ships from one office to another office, and it's not greener over there. The bottom line is, where are you watering the grass?
Right.
And people think it's going to be better, or the support, just get your ass to work. Bottom line is, the people that are kicking ass are the people that are working. They have a schedule, they have a routine, they have goals, and that's all they do. They live their life with goals.
Got you. What do you think separates someone that has goals versus no goals? Because I hear that talk going on just freely left and right. What do you think separates those people?
I think it's a matter of not having the right guidance. But here's the thing. Even if the right guidance is in front of people, if their mindset is not right, they wouldn't know the perfect person to help them is in front of them. Even if they have that person in front of them right now, because their mind is fucked up, they're in a bad place, or they're struggling financially, or there's issues with relationship, or whatever that may be, that in itself puts a cloud over them, and it blocks out seeing the good because their focus is all the bad shit that's happening. That's the difference.
Okay. Now, what will you say someone having a goal with no vision does that affect? Because I have a lot of people that they have goals and then they try something, but then they end up quitting, right?
Right.
Because they didn't have a vision.
Right. So when you have a goal, you have to follow up on that goal. You have to check monthly, weekly, quarterly. Where are you at? Where are you at with your numbers? Are you on track for your goal? Are you behind? Look at why you're behind if you're behind. But people, when they set their goal, they never look at it ever again.
You know what? It's interesting. I was having a conversation with someone about goals.
Okay.
Right? And she was like, you know what? I interview a lot of people that are very wealthy and they don't talk about goals.
Okay.
They talk about targets. So I was like, well, that's pretty subjective, right? Because if I take a goal and I treat it very seriously, then it's basically almost the same thing. But she's like, no, it's really not, right? Because a target is like a specific thing versus a goal being more vague.
Okay.
Right. And to me, I was pondering on that for like a good weekend, the weekend, but I did implement it in one thing in my business and it did make a big difference.
Okay.
Right. I had to give my staff a goal to basically clean up all the pipelines. We had like 200 leads that we had to clean up.
Okay.
Right? And it was taking them some time. And you know what? I'm like, you know what? The target is to clean up all this pipeline in 1 hour. And we did it in 1 hour, bro. You know what I mean? I was like, just by little communication, just a little tweak like that.
Yeah.
It shipped. I had been trying to clean that pipeline because it keeps on growing, right? So I got leads and it keeps on growing. So it's just a constant cleanup. But I had given them that time to do it. So they were either slacking or whatever it is. We have the time.
Right.
But now we have a target, got to clean it up in an hour. They cleaned it up in a damn hour.
That's a goal with specifics. And you implemented it, and all of a sudden, boom, it happened. And what that does is it opens people's eyes to, oh shit, this is possible.
Right.
And when they get a taste of it, it's like, why would they operate any other way? The sad part is once you discover that, most people go back to their old ways. Why? Because it's easier to go back to the old ways because this is uncomfortable. And even them doing more business, their mind starts playing tricks on them saying, what the hell was I thinking? Yes, it's giving me more business, but this is creating more stress and I have all these files. They can't stabilize. They can't adjust to the change of the growth. And they self-sabotage themselves to go back to what they used to do.
Right. They'd rather be more comfortable in their ignorance, sitting in their ignorance, than exploring new potentials.
See, and people always say, this business is a cycle. No, it's not. If you're consistent, your business can be consistent too. Mm-hmm. Why is it there are people that are kicking ass right now while people are bitching and complaining and with no business? What's the difference? The way they think.
1,000%, 1,000%. Because I know you heard this before. Someone saying, "Hey, why are all these things happening to me? I'm always a good person. Mm-hmm. I'm a good person. I always do things good. I try to be good with everything and just try to give back. No karma stuff, right?" Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I think you just hit it right there, man. It doesn't matter whether you're good or not. How you're vibrating and what is exactly what you're attracting.
Yes, 100%. Your focus is what you get. And sometimes and people don't realize it, what they're asking for is no more of the bullshit that's happening. And it's still the focus. Instead of asking for the opposite, when you ask for something, ask for what you want, not what you don't want. And you'll hear even, let's say, people with relationships, they're like, oh, I just want a guy that doesn't bring drama, a guy that doesn't cause fucking problems, that isn't toxic, that isn't... They're being specific about what they don't want, and guess what keeps coming? That's the focus.
Right.
Instead of saying someone who's loving, someone who's caring, someone that is considerate, someone that is... That's the difference. In life, we don't know what to ask for.
Right. You think that someone could attract someone not being that person?
100%. And this is proven. And this, dude, I've seen it with like maybe... I know specifically just with this topic, someone that said, I want to find the perfect woman. I said, okay. They were young guys. I said, make a list of all the qualities of the perfect woman in your life. Hair color, skin tone, the qualities of what you're looking for in her, everything. Boom, they write the list. Danny Navarro, one of them. He wrote the list down. Like 6 months later, he found the woman of his dreams, which is Sylvia, the one he lives with right now. Amazing woman. And because...
God damn, man, I'm going to write my list right now.
He defined what he was looking for. And then when you do that as a declaration, and boom, everything lines up. God and the universe put everything perfectly aligned in front of you for you to cross paths. Once you know what it is you're looking for, you can have it. If you don't know, you're going to get everything that crosses the path. And you're running into the wrong people. Be specific. That's for finding the person of your dreams.
Got it. Do you think the person needs to be vibrating at that energy level in order for you to attract the person that you want?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So 100%. you gotta get ready before you start attracting.
Right. And he was ready, obviously, or they wouldn't have crossed paths.
Of course.
You know? And so in life, whatever it is that you want, you have to be calibrating at that level. And the faster it shows up is based on how fast you calibrate into that vibration. So if you want to vibe at a high level, you can only vibe at what's going to show up in front of you. So, and people don't fucking listen, but I've told so many people, if you do your AID every morning, appreciation, intention, delegation, I learned that from Matthew Ferry, and from Thatch Twin. When you do that, you're actually putting yourself, you're turning on the switch to vibe at that level. Because if you start your day writing down the 10 things you appreciate, you're setting the intention of who you choose to be for the day. And you're in appreciation, thanking God and the universe for the goals as if they already showed up. That's a different way to ask. because you're already thanking them as if they were on their way and you can't wait till they show up. All of a sudden, how can you have a bad day if you're vibing on that level? You can't have a bad day. Try to be in appreciation and pissed off. It doesn't happen. You're either one or the other. You can't have both.
I'm so mad, but I appreciate it.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work out, huh?
It doesn't even feel right. And so imagine if people just did that. One of my nieces had kindergartners share every morning when they got to class, sit down, and they were like, what do you appreciate today? These are 4 or 5-year-old kids saying, I appreciate my family.
Wow, that's amazing.
I appreciate.
That's amazing.
Dude, you're setting up for these kids to focus on appreciation. And he said all the kids were so loving and caring and helpful, and they were in good spirits. Why? Because they didn't have any negative vibe. And kids are the ones that have less drama because they don't have the blocks that we have from programming of so many years.
Right.
And in spite of whether we want to be programmed or not, the fucking commercials, the radio, the TV,
your environment,
stuff we see,
everything,
whether you want to believe it or not, you're being programmed.
Right. Right. Have you noticed when you say something on the phone, it appears on your phone?
You're being programmed.
Right. Immediately.
They're marketing to you based on your needs. Yeah. Yep. 100%.
Right to your fingers, right? Damn. And then you get home, more TV.
Yep.
Right? Damn.
And what do parents do now for kids? I mean, back in the days when we were growing up, there was no fucking laptop. There was no even there may have been a Game Boy and all that shit or Atari,
Nintendo.
but we didn't have the money to buy it. And so we had real babysitters.
Right.
Right? And so now it's an easy way to, que se entretenga.
Here's a tablet.
The kid, play with the tablet. At 3 years old, they're fucking masters with it. But then by the time they're 7, they're already wearing glasses because their eyes are fucked up.
Right.
And people don't think of all that shit. And they can't focus. They're very limited on what they can focus on time. And those parents are already programming those kids to do that.
So if you can pinpoint, let's just say 3 things of what keeps people in that same cycle of just giving up, quitting, and not chasing their dreams, not going after their dreams, right? With fire. What will you say they are?
So I think one thing very powerful that people have to understand is, I learned this from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins said, if you want something in life, there's a feeling of why you want it, and then there's a feeling of why you don't want it. Because at the end of the day, whether it's getting up at 5 in the morning or 7 in the morning or whatever that goal is, there's a feeling of excitement when you want to hit that goal and you're thinking about it. But there's an even more powerful feeling of staying in bed, sleeping in, not getting up early, not being inspired. The more powerful of the 2 thoughts and feeling is the one that prevails. And most people allow the one that weakens them instead of the one that empowers them. That's the number one thing. If people understood that, this fucking place, the world would be incredible because everybody would be goal-oriented, would go after everything. And you've heard people say, if you could do anything in life and knew you were going to get it, what would you do? Fuck, we'd be limitless, right?
Yeah, we'll be flying cars.
Right. But the reality is that feeling of not doing it is more powerful to them in their mind than actually doing it. It takes the same amount of energy.
Got it. So the focus, the focus or the comfort of not doing it.
Right.
Right. I mean, I think it's comfort, right? They got to break out of
It's comfort. It's comfort. And
I personally, it's not until I had enough, I gained enough weight or whatever it is, I'm not happy where I'm at, I'm not content.
Right.
It's not when I had enough, like when I have to say enough is enough,
right,
is when I make the move, right?
And most people in life, when they hit rock bottom, whether it's weight or whether it's finances or whatever, is when there's a change. Because now it's like, I'm fucking dying, or I'm going to lose everything, or whatever that is.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, they don't have an option. Now they have to get their shit together. That's the difference. And so if people would understand that, you would think that they would do something about it. Again, the feeling is more powerful of not doing it. And your brain every day is repeating what it's lived. So you have to rewire the brain to do things differently.
And how do you do that?
How do you do that? Is like simple shit. Like when you get up, brush your teeth with your left hand. It's fucking awkward as hell. Why? Because you always brush them with your right hand. If you always take a nice hot shower, take a cold ass shower and see what that's going to do to you.
Yeah, wake you up real quick.
Fucking wake your ass up, right? Do things different. If you pull out and go right to go to work, fucking go the other way.
Yeah, go around.
Go the opposite way. And then, I mean,
Go to LA and then come
all of
back
a
to Orange
sudden you're like,
County.
you know the neighborhood, you live in it for 20 years, but you're going another way. You feel awkward.
Do you do that as
That's
soon
rewiring.
do you do that as soon as your brain's not listening to you, or you start getting too comfortable, or you do that immediately?
Well, but you got to think, by doing that, you're in control. When you're coasting and just going with the flow, the voice is in control. Your ego is in control.
You're
it
on
doesn't like
autopilot.
change.
You're on autopilot. Wake up, do this.
You're
go to
on
that.
autopilot. That's normal. We do the same thing and the same routine every day. Think about it. Everyone out there, think about it. When you wake up, the first things you do is the exact same fucking thing every day. It doesn't change. What you did yesterday, you did today, and I promise you're going to do it tomorrow. So once you start doing things differently, you're rewiring the brain because it's not normal. It feels awkward. If you do things you didn't normally do, it's awkward. That's where the growth is.
Right.
To rewire the brain,
Man.
you can't do this shit in one day.
I remember when I started training myself to wake up early, because I wake up at 3:30, 4. I'm already up. I used to sleep with my phone like right next to me for convenience, but then guess what happens? You're freaking tired. You go to the gym, you're sore, whatever. I was turning the phone off, and not even realizing I was turning that phone off.
Yeah.
So what I started doing is I put it in the other room, like in the bathroom.
You have to get up.
I have to wake. I have to get up, and I have to be there. And right next to it was my pre-workout. So as soon as I go turn off my alarm, pre-workout, let's go. There's no going to sleep after that.
But see, you're setting up. You do that like thinking the night before for what you're going to do tomorrow. Most people react to where they have to be. First thing they do, grab their phone and social media. It's fucking really 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, whatever time.
Right.
Social media, already looking at, and then they're like,
All the negative shit.
I got to go handle this thing right now. They just remembered. So now they're racing to go get ready and go do the paperwork that they could easily just send a message and have it picked up. But in our industry, it's easier to go pick it up. Now you're busy and you don't end up doing anything because you're putting out fires in your eyes, but that can wait till noon. Send your TC a message, have her go handle it or do what you have to do. The problem is we want to do it all and then we end up doing less by wanting to do it all. At the end of the day, you didn't grow. You're just chasing paper. You're just doing whatever to stay busy, look busy. In this industry, it's normal. And this is for the people out there. Do you do things just to think you're busy? In your day, do you actually operate out of planning and hoping that at the end of the day, you did something with intention? Or are you just a creature of habit that things that come your way, you got to... Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And the reality is, it's funny, but at the end of the day, that's the way most people operate. Not just in real estate, in fucking life, period.
Oh, I see it on social media all the time. People just want to look good on social media, but their lives is not really that good. Right. So,
and that's all a facade. That's all a facade.
Wow. So that's number one. What's number two?
That's number one. So number two is they don't have the support necessary. So when you have support, you have accountability where it's not like, okay, if I beat you to the office, you owe me a coffee. That's not painful. You beat me to the office, I fucking pay you $1,000. That's painful.
Make it hurt.
You're going to fucking race to the office and beat them there, right?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Or if you say you're going to be your word and you're not your word, somebody gets to cash $1,000 check. That's painful. But that gets the brain thinking differently to follow on your actions.
Got it. So is your accountability team different than your inner circle?
Yes. Because accountability is helping you reach your goals and you're helping them reach theirs. And if you don't check in at 5:30 or 6 in the morning, whenever you're supposed to check in, you're not only not doing your part, you're letting them down. You're letting yourself down, but you're letting everybody else down if you don't show up.
Got it.
And there has to be severe accountability in order for that to work. Most people think, you beat me. Okay, I get you the coffee today. Make it something fucking painful, something worth it. Like we used to do the cat food. Somebody eat cat food. That's nasty. Who wants to eat cat food? Nobody does. If I beat you to the office more days than you in 1 month, then you're going to be eating a can of cat food or a spoon of cat food, whatever it is. The thought of eating that makes you want to puke. So either you like cat food, maybe you bring some tostadas and you fucking have it with tostadas
and some tapatio, and you're good.
or you're like, fuck that, that's not going to happen, and then you beat your partner to the office every day.
You know what? That's one of the things that I think got lost in the sauce, and it's being the first one in and the last one out. Right. I think that, I don't know if it was COVID or whatever it was.
100%. People
just got lazy.
100%. You hit it right on the nose. We're saying COVID did that. COVID reprogrammed people because that was not normal, and it became the new norm. Stay home, work from home. And then we're like, oh, we can sell homes from home too. We don't even have to go to the office. And then guess what? People started doing that. And they thought they were being productive, but now fast forward 5 years later, they're still living in COVID. They don't come to the office.
And their numbers are down. And
the numbers are down.
And they're still wondering what's going on.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, because they're doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. And that's insanity. Gotcha. That's crazy.
So the number 2 thing would be your accountability.
Your group,
team.
Your accountability.
Right. So if they don't have one, they got to form one. And how do they do that?
If they don't have one, the people they're around, they're going to become like. And those people could be someone who's always bitching and complaining about the market and not getting sales. And look,
pessimistic.
Confirmed. I read it in the paper today that they're not going to change the rate. So this is going to continue. And they're being pessimistic.
Right.
And instead of being positive, saying, hey, you know what? If we really got our ass out there, I'll challenge you. Let's see who can get more business this week. Let's go. That's different. So we had accountability where we were on a call at 5:29 in the morning. Sorry, 4:29 in the morning.
Damn.
And if you didn't show up for that call, you had to pay everybody $100. Ooh. And we were like, all right, it's 4:29. Who's on? Who's on? Is it 4:30 yet? No. Okay, they got on. And then you're like, all right, what are your goals? I'm going to get, boom, this today. What's your goal? I'm going to get this today. I'll call you by noon and tell you that I got it. Those are powerful words when you're saying, I'll call you at noon when I'm going to tell you I already got it. Like, you're declaring shit with intention. Most people are not set up that way. And then at noon, you're like, hey, how did you do? Did you get it? No, we'll keep going. And it's like the push. And then when I say, hey, I got it, now it's going to inspire you. Fuck yeah, he got it. I'm going to get it too. That's thinking differently. It's being around. Dude, I didn't want to wear a suit every day at the office I was at with Joe V. I had to wear a suit every single day. If you didn't wear a tie, you'd get sent home. That's just a different way of thinking. It makes you feel professional. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel you're ready for fucking business. There are people who get calls to take a listing or to show a buyer today, and because they're not dressed the way they should be, they'll push the appointment to tomorrow or the day after.
And then somebody else takes it.
And somebody else, they walk in an open house, and guess what? They went with someone else. Why did that happen? Or how come my lead got taken by this guy? Because your lead is not your lead. Your lead is everybody's fucking lead. Until you lock them up, they're not yours.
Right. So if they don't have an inner circle that helps them like that, an accountability team, they gotta get on that ASAP.
It's gonna be less likely that you're gonna succeed because it's hard for you to do it alone without being surrounded by people like that. Like you see groups on social media of people like Eric Elgato's got a group and Danny's in that group. And like these people are people who fucking think forward all the time.
Yeah.
And they're inspired by each other to push each other to keep going up.
Yeah.
That's what's needed. People need to get involved in those groups. If I was to ask right now, all the people out there, how many of you are in a mastermind group? How many of you are in a mastermind group, whether you meet once a week, twice a month, or once a month? How many of you? Probably less than 1% of the people in the world.
Right.
Why not? It's free to join those. Why not create one, start one?
Good point. Good point.
That's your accountability. You've heard when they say, show me 5 people who you're around and that's who you'll become like. In most cases, if that's the biggest person in the group income-wise, they're not going to grow. And they're helping the other ones grow to that. But at what point do you go to the next level? At what point are you striving for something else? Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
So accountability is key.
Right. And what would you think the third one would be?
Has to be to have the plan and the schedule to be able to execute. Otherwise, again, if you want to go from here to there, whatever that is, try putting a boat on the water saying, we're going to go to Catalina with no GPS and no pilot at the helm and just let it go. See if you make it to Catalina.
You'll be lost for a minute.
You'll be fucking lost forever.
Yeah.
Probably crash and burn.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Most people operate that way. They don't have a plan. They don't have a schedule. They're just used to that. Most people don't have the support of someone that can guide them in the right direction.
Right. See, that's how I see people that have goals and then don't have a vision. Like, what is it that I want to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
I want to do this. Like you said, Catalina Island, and the goal is to go there, right?
Yep.
And a lot of people do have goals, and then they end up burning out and quitting because they're not, it doesn't align with their vision or where they want to head in life.
Right.
And to me, that's one of the biggest things that I see. If they were to just fix that, okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, where am I headed?
Right.
This is where I'm headed. Great. Everything that I'm doing must align with where I'm going.
Right.
Right. It makes a big difference. What else do you think? If we can throw a few extra there, what else do you think we can throw in there?
You constantly have to be around, go to training events, listen to, when I started in the business, I had to buy the cassettes or the CDs to hear Tony Robbins. There was no YouTube. There was no nothing. Like I had to spend $800, $1,000 to get the cassette pack, right, of 20 CDs or whatever.
Hey,
now
did you see
it's
mine right there.
It's all free. Yeah,
I found them.
It's all free now, and people still don't take advantage of that. Like Joe Dispenza's free. Tony Robbins is free. Anybody you want to listen to is free 100%. We spend thousands and thousands of dollars to learn that shit because we didn't have that. I remember my friend Shaddy was like, bro, when they brought out the little, what was the
Walkman?
The Apple.
Oh, the iPod.
The iPod. And my buddy Shaddy goes, bro, I have like 24 hours of motivational stuff. Let me share it with you. Bring me your iPod. And I took it to him and he programmed it and I could just listen to anyone, Tony Robbins, Mike Ferrer. I could listen to anyone. It was a big deal. It's free right now and nobody listens to it. To inspire them.
At what point do you think that got lost?
That's free coaching.
Yes.
At what point did that get lost? That they don't appreciate the mass information that they have now. It's just a norm. We appreciate it because we had to pay for this shit. Here's the difference. They say tough times create tough people. Tough people create easier times. Easier times create weak people. The times are easier to access that, so people are weak. At the end of the day, they say someone can be super wealthy now. The next generation that's going to inherit it is probably going to drive it to the fucking ground because they have everything. They don't need to work for anything. They don't even know how to work for anything because they've never had to. So now when the parents pass away, they piss it all off or sell it off and then they're broke again. Why? Because they didn't know how to fish for themselves. We see it all the time.
I've seen that happen many times.
Yes. And it's because we work our ass off or people work their ass off and their kids become weak. Think about it. Our grandparents had to fucking work their asses off. And they taught our parents how to fucking work. And then they taught us how to work. And then eventually there's just come a weakness because you didn't teach them how to work. We want to give them everything. And at the end of the day, we're doing a disservice to them. We're not helping them.
You know what? And I think that's scale, the definition of scaling, right? And basically from generation to generation, we got to scale the business.
Yes.
And not passing that on and showing them what their responsibility is gets lost in translation.
And it's all exposure. It's all learning because we didn't grow up knowing business. Our families were not fucking business people.
Right. Let alone there was no social media, right?
Nothing. And here we are, no business. So we have the ability to teach our kids. We're going to teach our kids what we know. Right. Whether they want to take it or not want to take it, we're going to teach them. And then they're going to teach their kids whatever they want to teach. And it gets watered down the way.
Hopefully it gets scaled even higher, right?
Let's hope it does.
Right.
Let's hope it does. But most in life, I mean,
But you're right.
You got to be selective on who you want and what you want and how you're going to live your life. Because kids from the same family may be totally the opposite. We were too with siblings, you know? And so everyone's different. And what inspires you? And what did you learn from people around you? And who were you exposed to? So here's a good question. Who was one mentor that opened your mind to something totally different in life? Who was your mentor?
For me,
or someone?
For me, it was my dad.
Okay.
Yeah. He showed me business.
Okay.
Right.
So he was into business and he was a hustler.
My dad was in Mexico. You see the little kids knocking and selling chicles in the buses?
Yeah.
That was my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was out there doing all this. He left the house when he was like 6.
Damn.
To go to DF to
at 6 years old.
Imagine.
He left Michoacan to go to El DF, the largest city in the world, at 6 years old. Yeah. What the hell?
Exactly. He was a hustler. He had a DJ. He would sell everything and anything. That was his thing.
Yeah.
And so if
he saw opportunity everywhere.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. And I mean, every time I went out with him, I felt like he was going to get in a fight because he was just very out there with people and everything. So it was exhilarating being around him. Uh-huh. But one of the things he taught me was how to work. Right. So as much as I hated waking up in the morning, I had to wake up in the morning.
Yep. And he made you get up early.
I'll wake up at 5 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, and then go to the swap meet, set up, and all that stuff. I think I told you how he showed me how to drive one time. No,
he made you drive.
I was like 11.
He didn't say, "I'm going to teach you how to drive." No. He's like, "Drive."
Yeah, exactly. I'm hungover. Here's the truck. Take it to the swap meet. Yeah,
11.
Yeah,
take the truck.
Yeah. That was my dad, man. Shit,
guys out there,
sink or swim.
If you have an 11-year-old nephew, niece, kid, think of giving them the keys to a truck and tell them, take it. What the hell?
Exactly.
Times are different.
They are.
Yeah, my wife, bro, she used to drive herself to middle school. A big-ass lifted truck, a Chevy.
Right.
My suegro was like, llévatela nomás, ten cuidado. Like, okay.
Kids can't even walk to school now.
I could see that in the ranch, but that was here. Artesia. My wife was in middle school, parking 2 or 3 blocks away so the teachers didn't see her driving the truck, walking to the school. That's crazy. Times were different. People thought different.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing how things have changed, though. But, I mean, I'm still trying to put together how we went from that generation to where we are now, right? Because I feel like the world is moving in a different direction. And obviously, it became the informational world. We kind of lived that transition, right? We went from no technology, no phones. Like shit, I remember when the first phone came out, right? So we went from nothing to having it all, right? And we're like at the beginning of all that. We know how to operate mostly everything, but a lot of the kids now, they were born into that.
Yeah, right? Absolutely. Think about when we were growing up. Who were the celebrities or the people that we would see and look up like, wow, like who were some of the people?
Shit. What was it? For me, it was Van Damme.
Okay.
Arnold.
Okay. Right. For me, growing up watching shows like Dukes of Hazzard, Chips,
right. Chips,
you know, Knight Rider, like I was like, man, these were freaking amazing.
Michael Knight.
Who are the people that the kids from now are seeing as what that was for us?
Shit, I don't know.
Some influencer, whatever, this girl that that posts whatever, like,
oh yeah,
that's what kids are seeing now. That's who they follow. That's what they see as success. And it's fucking crazy, but yeah, we used to punch clocks back then, you know, to earn a living. And now you put out information and all of a sudden, boom, you're making millions. Brilliant. Why doesn't everybody do it? What's the difference?
You know what? I think you did touch on this. And even with siblings, right? Like, why is it that even if you're raised on the same household, with
same parents, same upbringing, everything, same food,
same everything,
same
bro.
Bed.
Exactly. Why is it that some get in and some don't?
We just all think differently. And that's the beautiful thing about this world that we live in is there are 7 billion different ways of living. And there's no wrong. Everyone's unique in themselves, but we choose whatever we choose. And let's say maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but there's a lot of things that we say are, well, that's the middle child syndrome, and that's why that, and this one's the spoiled one because she's the youngest. I mean, we don't know. That's what we assume, but at the end of the day, we'll never know.
I mean, most of all, I mean, even in my own family, we're a year apart, man. So it's not like we're 5, 7, 10 years apart. Right. We're a year apart, so we're literally right there.
Right.
We're experiencing the same shit.
Yep.
Right. But not all of us think the same.
Right.
So, I mean, that's something to think about, man. So imagine if people in the same environment, some get it, some don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine how important the rest of the environment is for other people.
I'm curious if people can comment when this goes out on the podcast, if you can comment, what do you think is the reason growing up in the same house, siblings, a year apart, how come they go different ways? What are your thoughts? I'm curious to hear what people think.
Right.
I don't think there's a wrong, but there are so many different reasons.
All the opinions are welcome. So yeah,
absolutely. We want to hear them. And then we can talk about that because I'm curious what it is that people think is the reason, or is that what they chose as their excuse?
Right. Maybe. Because at the end of the day, everything's about consciousness, right?
That's all it is.
When you become conscious of something, you can no longer experience the ignorance part of it. You're already conscious of it.
Unless you want to be ignorant about it. After you know, if you continue, well, that's your choice.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, shit, this shit's going to burn. Let me put my hand in there again.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to, no.
Well, you're talking about fire there.
Yeah, I mean,
we're talking about in life también.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going down the wrong path, what would bring you back? What would have to happen for you to consider the other side?
Yeah. You're right, because a lot of people get stuck in the same cycle, going out every weekend, doing this and that, and then at the end of the day, not achieving anything, right?
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know. That's another conversation. And I think if we do get some opinions from people, it would be a great thing to discuss it then, to open it up to, well, people are saying this is a possibility. Let's talk about that. I mean, this could be endless.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we know what the path is, right? And no matter what excuses people make in their heads, we know what the correct choice is.
Right.
Right. And that's get your ass to work.
Right.
Because nothing's going to get you out of your problems but work.
Now, I want to share something. So first of all, people have blocks because of the programming. People have blocks because of experiences they may have had in the past that caused them to stay in wherever they're at and not being able to get past that. I can help remove those. And I have a friend also that does, we do like the same thing, but he's in Mexico. I learned it from my coach in like 2004 from Deborah Ivanoff. She helps remove the blocks. And we don't even know we have the fucking blocks. And when you remove them,
things just start flowing.
Game over. Yeah, because that's not in the way anymore. Now you see things differently. Now you can say, I choose this. As opposed to, oh, but you don't know where I came from. And you don't know what happened to me. And you don't know, that's why this. And all the fucking excuses, being the victim. And a lot of people live life being the fucking victim.
Yes.
Well, choose to be a victim. That's fine. That's your choice. But people need to understand there's ways to remove that, even if you don't know that you have it.
I mean, out of society out there, I mean, I know the number's pretty big, but what percentage of people you think have these blockages and don't even know?
99.999 people. Because the ones that don't are the ones that have discovered how to remove them, and then boom, they're
out
gone,
there.
left everybody behind.
They don't even want to associate with the ones they associated before.
Right. And now if you know, now you're going to teach your kids a certain way. And no, don't let that get into your head about this, because now you know how to help them. We're programming them the right way.
Right.
And not letting them make up stories about somebody called you a dummy when you were 3.
Yeah,
Whatever,
and you're 30,
whatever it was.
You're 30. You're still feeling sad about
And
that.
you feel dumb, right? Like whatever the hell you'd be fucking amazed, Dan, at what stops people because someone said something or someone that didn't say something to them, and then here comes a story, and the story is being created, and then anger, and then I don't want to talk to them anymore, and they don't talk to someone because they didn't say something, or I'm not going to be the one to call. How stupid is that?
The ego.
That's
pride.
That's what it is. The ego takes over, and the master, which is us, allow the ego to take over, and now the master is being run by the slave.
Damn, that's a great way to put it.
That's exactly what it is. So, I think we had a lot to talk about today, and I think we need to do a little more talks like this because this is good stuff, and I think it's informative. And let us know what your thoughts are. And just know that we're always here to help if we can help you.
Absolutely, guys. Well, thank you guys for joining the podcast. It's always a pleasure to talk with Benny, and hopefully we see you next week.
Yes, thanks, Dan. We're on all platforms. Remember, No Quitters on YouTube, Apple, all of social media. We're all there. Reach out to us. We'd love to chat.
Absolutely. If you guys feel like you guys have a block, where can they find you?
Yeah. Everyone has blocks. Even if you feel you don't, guess what? You do. You can reach out, Coach Venny. I'm on Instagram. Send me a message, DM. Be happy to help.
Absolutely, guys. And if you guys want to join us, it's the No Quitters podcast on all handles. No Quitters on Instagram and No Quitters podcast on the rest of the handles. Thank you guys for watching.